Tonight on KTAB News Weekend Hour, Mercedes Hernandez tells us what you can do to get rid of old medication and why it's important to keep on top of that. And storms blowing through the big country, lots of wind, lots of water, all moving across the area. Plus, the same thing happened across much of the state, although it was quite a bit worse in other places. We'll take a look at some of that damage there. And let's look at some of your top stories tonight. KTAB News Weekend starts in 60 seconds with your forecast first.
A drive-through and drop-off.
Now, from your weather authority, your KTAB forecast first.
Good evening, everyone. Well, if you've been outside, you'll know that it has definitely stopped raining and it's turned into more of a drizzle. Here's what we've got going on for our forecast first. 7 a.m. in the morning, 38 degrees. It'll be a chilly start to your day. And then 12 o'clock noontime, we should be hitting 54 degrees. It will warm up to about 68 by late afternoon. I'll have a complete look at the forecast coming up in a bit, but KTAB News Weekend starts now.
You can count on. This is KTAB News Weekend.
Good evening, I'm Nathan Grieve. Medicine cabinets across Abilene have a little more space now thanks to the annual Medication Cleanout Day that's hosted by the Texas Tech School of Pharmacy, Hendrick Health System, and the Abilene Police Department. KTAB's Mercedes Hernandez has more on why it's important to keep those cabinets clear for tonight's top story.
Thank you so much for coming out today. We appreciate it. You have a good weekend.
A drive-through and drop-off took over the parking lot of the Texas Tech School of Pharmacy, all to keep bees out of the hands of those they could harm.
I work at the Poison Control Center as well as the pharmacy school, and we receive calls every day from young children, toddlers getting into medications, as well as teens.
The consequences can even turn criminal.
The abuse of some medications can lead to harder drugs. They can lead to trying meth or heroin.
But here, medications are brought
for appropriate disposal.
The program helping the Abilene community stay safe from drug dangers for nearly 10 years.
We're expecting maybe about 300 cars to come through, possibly about 800 pounds of medications. That's 800 pounds that are not in people's homes anymore.
And from these bags to these bags, they'll meet their final fate.
The DEA will be in charge of destroying all of those items.
But an idea you don't want to throw out?
Not to hang on to medications. Once they're done with them, get rid of them.
In Abilene with coverage you can count on. Mercedes Hernandez, KTAB News.
Thank you, Mercedes. Now, don't worry if you did miss today's clean out, because you can always drop off that unwanted medication in the disposal bin inside the Taylor County Law Enforcement Center just through the lobby doors. Well, throughout the big country, it has been a very wild day. We're starting with an early morning wreck on the interstate this morning. These photos were shared by the Ranger Volunteer Fire Department right around 6 o'clock this morning. Now, they show an accident involving 3 18-wheelers and 1 car. Now, this is around mile marker 361 eastbound on Interstate 20. Ranger VFD posts that there are only minor injuries there. Now, of course, the weather certainly a big story today. Wind, rain, bad weather hitting all over today. Now, this video shared by the Lake Sweetwater Volunteer Fire Department shows the result of some of that rain as a lot of water is moving. That's near County Road 304, just south of Interstate 20. They say that all the creeks seem to have come up. And this drone video provided by Dove Aerial, this is from Eastland as some big wind hits town. That's during Rip's Rib Cook-Off. Now, a whole lot of events did end up calling it quits ahead of that weather. We're going to come back to Abilene now for an event that didn't get called off due to the rain because it was indoors. Now, you can call them crawfish, bugs, crawdads, or baby lobsters. They're here for a big boil in Abilene, the 9th year for the Abilene Education Foundation to put on Cajun Fest, taking place at the Round Building at the Taylor County Expo Center today. The event actually did cancel part of the event. It's 5K. That was because of lightning. But the chair of the event says visitors still came to chow down on those little red critters.
This time of year is a crawfish harvest out of Louisiana, and so we bring it to West Texas and cook it up. Everybody's ecstatic. Food's good, the spice is right. Everybody likes to a little warm up on this cooler weather, so it's been great.
Now they're hoping to raise $20,000 to $35,000, all for teachers and students in Abilene. Well, vinyl lovers struck gold today at an Abilene store celebrating that vintage music medium. This is Record Guys on South 7th celebrating Record Store Day. They weren't the only ones. Thousands of stores across the United States all joining in on the celebration for this day where special offers and exclusive releases made available to buyers. Now, the owner of the store said that people were camped out as early as 1 o'clock in the morning, braving some of that weather for a chance to buy something truly special.
I've always liked it because it's a tactile experience. It gives you hands-on to your music. Digital is amazing. You can put 1,000 songs on your phone and take it anywhere you want to go. Now with Bluetooth, you can look up anything on the internet and play it. But it's nice to actually own something and feel something.
Now, an after-hours event kicked off at 8 o'clock. Opened up to the public for live music and still more records to check over and maybe take a few home with you. Well, keeping an eye on crime in the Key City, one person is in custody, another is on the loose. This follows a traffic stop on Friday night. This was just around 9 o'clock last night when an Abilene police officer stopped a car in the 4300 block of South 1st Street. And there was someone who got out of the back seat of the car. They ran away, but the officer did catch that person. When they left, there were two people sitting in the car still, but when the officer came back, there was only one of them still left. Now, the latest information that we have says that second suspect is still on the loose. And a man who's accused of robbing an Abilene business, this was Friday morning, was arrested. Now, that business is at South 7th and Chestnut Streets. They were robbed just around 8 o'clock yesterday morning by a man wearing a mask. Now, here's a photo of that man, 36-year-old David Dow, spotted, taken into custody, and he is being held in the Taylor County Jail on a $5,000 bond. Well, there is new hope for the families of two women whose remains were found in the infamous killing fields near the Houston area after several twists and turns in the case and possible suspects named. Investigators now revealing some concrete answers in this tragic case, as police say they now know the names of two victims who, until now, were only known as Jane and Janet Doe.
For Tim Miller,
I've been out here hundreds of times and cried gallons of tears.
The empty, overgrown field where his 16-year-old daughter was found dead is now a memorial.
So that's Laura, Janet, Heidi, Jane.
Heidi Faye was found in 1984. Miller's daughter, Laura, was found in 1986, and on the same day, they found Jane Doe. Then years later, in 1991, the skeletal remains of Janet Doe were discovered, all on the same property, dubbed the Killing Fields. Investigators spent decades trying to identify Jane and Janet, even releasing these generated pictures. Finally, they say through genetic genealogy, they have their answers.
It's a huge comfort today to finally have real names.
Now with their names, he hopes they can track down who killed all four.
Let's hope the investigation moves forward, and when people that know these girls will kind of indicate maybe who they was last seen with, who they hung out with, or who they was associated with, and see if they can connect the dots.
Miller says he's always had a hunch.
But I'm about positive I know who it is.
He believes all four were killed somewhere else and then dumped here. And after more than 30 years of searching and waiting, he says this development is comforting, but now his eyes are set on justice.
Do I want justice? These girls deserve it. This community deserves it.
Now, those two newly identified names are going to be released on Monday. There's also going to be a memorial service for those four victims and their families. That's Wednesday night. Well, lawmakers in the Texas House approved a border security bill this week, and it would form a border security enhancement fund. It's made up of some state funding, grants, and donations. Now, one of the goals is to improve infrastructure. The Republican lawmaker who authored the bill says he got some input from border Democrats and officials in crafting this legislation.
We just need to be able to talk about it and get all of the heated rhetoric out of the way and just talk about what's needed, and let's work on the projects first that we all agree on and start building trust. I think that was the biggest part, is building trust.
Under the bill, there would be a pilot program for certain border counties that would begin next January. Now, that program would be administered by the governor's office, and it would provide grants using this proposed fund. Well, the battle over immigration heats up after President Trump says he's strongly considering sending migrants to those so-called sanctuary cities, and a federal appeals court allows the administration to temporarily continue to make asylum seekers wait in Mexico. CBS News' Kenneth Craig has the latest from New York.
A legal victory for the White House capped off a week of fiery debate about immigration. An appeals court said Friday the Trump administration could temporarily continue to force migrants seeking asylum to wait in Mexico while their cases are decided. President Trump tweeted, "Finally, great news at the border."
California certainly is always saying, oh, we want more people. And they want more people in their sanctuary cities.
The president says he is strongly considering a plan to send undocumented immigrants to so-called sanctuary cities that refuse to enforce immigration laws.
We'll give them more people. We can give them a lot. We can give them an unlimited supply.
California Governor Gavin Newsom and other Democrats denounced the idea.
To use immigrants as pawns to put them in difficult and trying circumstances as political theater shows how low a human being can go.
During President Trump's southern border visit earlier this month, he reportedly urged then Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Kevin McAleenan to close the border. At the time, the president had just said publicly he was delaying the decision for a year. According to the New York Times, the president also told McAleenan, now acting Homeland Security Secretary, he would pardon him if he were to go to jail for shutting the border. President Trump dismissed the reports as another fake story. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Now, another update from the president. President Trump also tweeting about North Korea. This was today, saying his relationship with Kim Jong-un remains very good, excellent, and he's calling for a third summit. Well, coming up in tonight's good news, a California girl had a terrible loss when her hearing aids were stolen, but her community comes together to help her out and get new ones. And we'll take a look around the state of Texas, where storm damage is being reported just about everywhere. But Clemente here to help clue us in a little bit on the weather in our area.
Tell you what, Nathan, cool and windy conditions are a small price to pay today for the amount of rain that we picked up. Look at the rainfall totals for today. An inch and 26/100ths for the month brings us at 1.57 inches total, only 0.76 inches below normal for the year. That's great news. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 7:12. Hope to see a little bit of that. Maybe these clouds burn off. I'll tell you whether or not it's going to warm up after the break.
With coverage you can count on. This is KTAB News Weekend. Now from KTAB, this is your Weather Authority forecast.
Good evening, everyone. Well, let's get you started this evening with your headlines. What's going on out there? Well, for the coming week, we can expect some drier conditions, not like what we saw today, where we picked up all of that rainfall across the big country. By Tuesday, we're looking at mid-80s across the big country, and then a weak front will roll through here, bringing temperatures down just a bit, but unfortunately, no precipitation will be associated with that front. Precipitation associated with this low pressure area that moved through early this morning brought us all that rain across the big country. We noticed those hefty rainfall totals, and it is continuing to push across the state ever so slowly, and even into this evening we had just a little bit of drizzle out there, and Max Live radar showing us a little bit of that wraparound moisture from that low backside as it continues to trek further off to the east and out of the state of Texas. Looking at our conditions right now here in Abilene, 41 degrees, our dew point at 39, and then relative humidity really high at 93%. Winds are from the northwest to 21 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure at 29.98. Here we have our temperatures across the rest of the viewing area. We've got 40s and even the lone 30s over here in Breckenridge and Eastland, checking in at 38 and 39 respectively. Future temperatures shape up like this. You'll notice we've got a quiet cool down taking place, and then by tomorrow morning it warms up a little bit, and then by 5 p.m. tomorrow, check it out, we'll be all the way up into the upper 60s. Definitely a welcoming sight. A little bit more wind to contend with tonight. I do anticipate those winds to slack off a lot towards the morning hours, and then eventually into tomorrow afternoon they should be fairly light. Thus the winds for this evening. The Weather Service has extended the wind advisory that we had throughout the day in through tonight until 1 a.m. in the morning on Sunday, and so all those counties you see there in brown. Futurecast shows us that low pressure skirting off out across the big country, giving way to nothing but hopefully some clearing conditions for much of the viewing area. We'll continue to see that pattern develop, and here's what we've got for tonight. 38 degrees, a chance of a lone shower as that low pressure continues to exit the weather with its weather system completely out of the picture, and then a chilly night, north winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. And as I mentioned, throughout the evening, those winds will begin to calm down a lot more. You'll notice by tomorrow they'll only be 5 to 10 miles per hour, where we'll reach a high of 68 degrees. For Brownwood and Central Texas, we're looking at 38 degrees, 50% chance of showers, very gusty winds. For you folks, gusting all the way up to 30 miles per hour. They'll be from the north at 15 to 20. For tomorrow, 68 is what it warms up to. Lots of sunshine, northwest winds. You folks will be lighter winds also at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Here is your 7-day forecast. Look at all the sunshine there, and then we've got a little bit of a disturbance that moves through on late Wednesday into Thursday, bringing our temperatures down into the 70s, but then things toward the weekend pop back right on up to the 80s. But it doesn't look like any rain into the next few days.
Well, it has been a wild day, and it's looking like a wild week with kind of a changing sort of how we've seen that rain. Well, lots of rain earlier, no rain now, no rain later.
We'll take it like that in West Texas.
That's
though,
right.
Yeah.
Well, with that out of the way, there is a lot of statewide weather that now we're going to take a look at. We're going to start off in the town of Franklin. This is where they took a direct hit from a tornado. That was this morning. Widespread damage throughout the town. Now, they're around 4 hours away from Abilene. They're just north of College Station. Now, local crews there say that at least 2 mobile homes were damaged, cars overturned, power lines down, and law enforcement in the area says there were a number of injuries, but they also say that no one was killed there. Now, this is the second weekend that storms have slammed Robertson County. Tornado warning issued for that storm as it trekked throughout the county previously.
It was scary, man. The whole house was just shaking. I had just got out the shower. I didn't even know what was going on. Then I got the warning of, on the iPhone. And then I had to go downstairs and wake him up. And then after that, the whole house was just shaking. So we just had to wait it out. And then we came outside and everything was just gone all around here.
Your house virtually untouched.
Yeah, thank God for that.
And moving further east into Alto, that's a bit closer to the Texas-Louisiana border. Right now, authorities aren't letting any vehicles make their way into the Alto area. At least 25 injuries there, although again, no reported fatalities in the incident. Still, there are people trapped in their houses. The Red Cross is on the scene helping victims and setting up temporary housing.
There's a lot of damage, a lot of brick homes that are flattened. There's I've seen homes that have actually moved across county roads, especially up on the northwest corner of town.
Authorities from neighboring counties are all there as well, helping out where they are able to do so.
Well, certainly our prayers are with all those folks impacted. Still to come on KTAB News Weekend, an amazing story of adoption. One pretty big family got even bigger after bringing some more kids into their home.
And the Dallas Stars continued their Stanley Cup playoff series with the Nashville Predators. Mary Margaret has the highlights from the game that went into overtime later in sports.
Playhouse that I go in.
This is a story about 7-year-old Alicia Lighting that starts off like most others with an interview. But unlike most interviews, there is a welcome interruption.
Alicia? Yeah.
You may notice we have a surprise for you.
Hi, Alicia. Hi.
How are you?
KTAB News Weekend continues.
Welcome back. A 7-year-old girl in California who is deaf found herself the victim of a burglary. That's when the hearing devices that attached to her hearing aids were stolen. But because of the kindness of the community and the Alameda County Sheriff's Office, that girl recently got a pretty big surprise.
There's a playhouse that I go in.
This is a story about 7-year-old Alicia Lighting that starts off like most others with an interview. But unlike most interviews, there is a welcome interruption.
Alicia? Yeah.
You may notice we have a surprise for you.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi.
How are you?
The reason for this impromptu Christmas in April?
We're sorry that happened to you, and that
That's
we're proud
okay.
of you for continuing to go back to school and do a good job. So
Little Allie is deaf and had something very precious taken from her during a burglary at her school.
It's the way that she can have a direct line of communication with the teacher to take in information.
The device, called a phonak, attaches to her hearing aids and can be controlled from a smartphone. It was taken during a string of burglaries at another school and church nearby. How does this make you feel knowing somebody took your property?
Super angry, like mad.
It hit home for the Alameda County Sheriff's officers as well, who knew chances of recovering the phonak would be slim, but wanted to show their support.
Most of us are parents, and a lot of us in this group have kids the same age as Allie, so we can relate. We heard about Allie's case through Channel 7, and obviously it was a report that we had taken, but we did not know the severity of what had actually occurred, that her hearing device was stolen, and that device was very important to her.
But along with the gifts and playing officer for a day,
nice.
Mom is most touched by the raised awareness for those with disabilities.
It was amazing, just amazing to have that sort of community support.
All for a little girl who, despite her hearing loss, knows she can become whatever she wants to be.
When she gets older, she wants to be a police officer girl.
Well, while that investigation is still ongoing, Allie's school is in the process of replacing that $1,500 phonak device that she uses. Well, a family in Kansas is adopting 7 different children, but what's even more amazing is that Gary and Lisa Fulbright already had 10 children. Now, Lisa says they're on a mission to help and take care of the children. Their ages now range from 3 to 12 years old, and the oldest child, that's Emerson, says she loves just having a dad.
My mom was like, she would leave for days at a time with not being home, and like I don't know my dad. He lives in Mexico, so it's really nice having a dad to spend time with.
Now, Gary and Lisa say they're not focusing on more mouths to feed, but they're focusing on getting the chance to love and be loved by those 7 kids who no longer have to search for a family. And they also say they're looking forward to all of the grandkids. Well, it is now time for sports. We're going to head over now to Mary Margaret Johnson in the BCH Sports Center. What have you got for us tonight?
Well, we have a lot of sports going on today, but it was an absolutely beautiful third round of the Masters at Augusta National. And for the 3rd day in a row, there was someone new at the top of the leaderboard. I have the highlights from Augusta coming up next in sports.
This is Big Country Homepage. This is BigCountryHomepage.com sports with Mary Margaret Johnson.
After a soggy second round on Friday, Saturday's action was absolutely beautiful at the Masters in the 3rd round at Augusta National. We're starting to see some guys put up some crazy scores at the top of the leaderboard. Let's get right to the action. 18th hole, Patrick Cantlay having the round of his life today. He would finish with 64 on the day, 1 off from tying the Augusta National course record. Amazing shot right there. Over on to 13 now. Tony Finau with the putt for the birdie. It has enough speed on it to sink the putt. He moves to 10 under. Finau would finish at 11 under on the day. 15th hole now, Brooks Koepka for the eagle putt, and he goes ahead and sinks it. Koepka shot a 69 on the day and finished at 10 under. So we go to the 16th hole. Crowd favorite Tiger Woods, El Tigre drains the birdie putt to tie the lead at 11 under. That is just a Tiger roar from the crowd at Augusta. They're getting into it. Tiger finished the day at 11 under, tied with Tony Finau for 2nd. Final golfer on the final hole of the 3rd round, Francesco Molinari with the great shot out of the bunker to save par. Molinari is at the top of the leaderboard at 13 under after shooting a 66 on the day. So Tiger Woods, Tony Finau, and Francesco Molinari are at the top of the leaderboard and will be the final group to tee off on Masters Sunday. That group will tee off at 8:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. The Stanley Cup playoffs may be arguably one of the most exciting playoff stretches in sports, and the Dallas Stars are finally back in the postseason for the first time since 2016. They lead the opening series with the Predators 1-0 after beating them on Wednesday. So as we start scoreless game 2 heading into the 2nd period, Tyler Seguin to Jamie Benn flips it in the net. The Stars are up 1-0. So we got 2 minutes later, though. Nashville responds quickly, as Nashville does. Austin Watson spins around the net, passes it to Rocco Grimaldi, who finds the goal, and we are all tied up at 1 apiece. That's how the score would stay all the way into overtime. We get some playoff hockey now. 5 minutes into overtime, Mattias Ekholm makes his way to Craig Smith. Smith nails the game winner Nash goal. The Preds win in overtime 2-1. That evens the series up at 1 game apiece. Second game of the series for Carolina and Washington this afternoon, too. If we can get to the highlights, that'd be great. First period, Alex Ovechkin fakes the shot, sends it to Nicholas Backstrom to tip it back in. Caps are up 1-0. 6 minutes later, Kuznetsov takes the pass, slaps it to TJ Oshie with a backhanded goal. Caps up 2-0. Third period, 3-2 Capitals lead. Power play for the Hurricanes. They win the face-off. Dougie Hamilton with the long shot on goal goes in to tie it up at 3. We head to overtime. Playoff hockey, 2 games in a row. Kuznetsov behind the net now sees Brooks Orpik comes in and scores the game winner. The Caps take this one in a thriller in overtime, 4-3. The defending champs take a 2-0 series lead over Carolina. That's all the time we have for sports. KTAB News Weekend continues after the break. Clemente has one final look at our forecast. Stay with us.
Catches us up on how the state legislature. Coming up on this week's edition of Big Country Politics.
KTAB News Weekend continues.
Well, let's recap. We've had kind of a weird day. A lot of stuff has happened in the weather world.
Lots of wind, lots of rain. But guess what? Tomorrow's going to be a lot different. Let's go ahead and have a look at the 7-day forecast. There you have what's going to happen tomorrow, or at least what I anticipate will happen. We're looking for temperatures in the upper 60s, around 68 degrees, warming out throughout the period. By Wednesday, we should have another system affecting us after we reach the 80s, and then we'll be coming down.
Perfect. Well, let's take a quick peek ahead to tomorrow morning with Victor Sotelo.
Coming up on this week's edition of Big Country Politics, we catch up with State Representative Stan Lambert, and he catches us up on how the state legislative session is going. Plus, the latest political headlines from across the nation, state, and the Big Country. Big Country Politics is Sunday morning at 6:30 right here on KTAB.
All right, Victor, we will see you then. And another quick note for those of you who live in Bangs, water is safe again. You no longer need to boil your water. They sent that press release out this afternoon. And that does it for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Good night, and be careful out there.